What is up, everybody? I am Get Flanked, and today I have some early access gameplay for you from Operation Void Edge. Ubisoft was nice enough to fly me out to Montreal, put me up in a hotel, and allow me to play all the new content coming with Operation Void Edge early. And in this video, we're going to be going over the new attacker coming this season, and her name is Iana. So in this video, you will see actual in-game footage of me using Iana in real games. You're also going to see me go over her complete loadout, show you what all she has available to her, and then at the end, I'll give you my opinion as far as how strong I think Iana is and what type of players will really enjoy using her. Now, before we get into her loadout, I just want to say one thing real quick, because if you only take one thing from this video, I want you to understand that I think Iana has the potential to be crazy strong, especially with people who are going to use her in combination with a teammate to give information. We're going to go into the details as far as Iana's gadget and exactly how it works and all that later in the video. But again, if you only take one thing from this video, I think that Iana has the potential to be extremely strong and really tough for defenders to deal with. With that said, let's get into the loadout right now. And as you can see on the screen there, Iana is a 2 armor, 2 speed attacker. Her unique gadget is called the Gemini Replicator, and it deploys a remote controlled holographic copy of Iana to fool opponents and gather intel. That's the description for it. Much more on that gadget in just a second, but let's get into her equipment that she has available right now. As far as her primary weapon options, she has 2 options. The first is the ARX 200. This is the AR that Nomad has available to her. Very solid weapon here. The only downfall really being that it only has a 20 round mag. Other than that, it's a really solid AR. And one thing you'll note here is that on Iana's version of the ARX 200, she actually has vertical grip available to her because it doesn't have that underbarrel attachment that Nomad has. They can put a vertical grip on there. And it's a weapon that doesn't have a lot of recoil to begin with. So with this equipped, it's going to be a laser. And that's definitely something to consider. No angled grip available, but there is a vertical grip option there. The second option that she has is the G36C. This is one of the ARs that Ash has available. Again, a very solid option here. I think there's going to be a lot of players split on this. It's, in my opinion, the ARX is a better weapon from a damage output perspective, but the G36 is probably a more dependable weapon and consistent because of the 30 round mag. Both of these weapons do have ACOG, so that's not an option that you have to choose from. But I think you're just going to see players split between which one they prefer over the other. As far as the secondary options, there's only one. It's the MK1 9mm pistol. It's basically your higher damage, lower capacity style of pistol in the game. There's no secondary option that does soft destruction, so keep that in mind with Iana. And then getting into her gadget choices, she has a choice between grenades or smoke grenades, and that is really strong. I mean, any operator in this game with frag grenades is great, and with all the stuff that you need destruction for, whether it be Goyo shields, evil eyes, or stuff like that, frag grenades are a great option. And then the other option there with smoke grenades can be really viable too. So overall, when I'm looking at this kit, I think Iana's kit is really strong. From the equipment that she has available to the primary weapon options, all of it is really solid here. Okay, with the loadout out of the way, let's hop into some gameplay. I'll play an unedited clip here for you to see me using her and her gadget throughout the course of a round. Not a round where you're going to see me necessarily frag out here, but you will see me use her gadget a couple times so you can get the sense of how that works. After that, we'll come back in and really break down her gadget, exactly how it works and how it interacts with other operators.
Follow me. We have this.
Bomb has been located.
Using Gemini.
3 more set.
Enemy tag Gemini. Frag! Sending out Gemini. Gemini's offline.
Last operator standing. You must recover the diffuser. One friendly operator remaining.
All right, guys, so don't roast me too hard for that aim. We had to play with VSync on, which was really challenging, and that was actually Skittles that killed me. So, not the best clip there, but I thought it was a good demonstration of her gadget using it in a real game, and I wanted to show that one to you guys. As far as Iana's gadget and how it works, basically she can send out a hologram of herself. That hologram looks exactly like a normal player, and it can really do anything that a normal player can do as far as moving and mantling and stuff like that. It can do everything other than repel, climb a ladder, melee, or shoot. So this hologram can't actually kill anybody or do any damage. It also does not set off traps. So it will not set off a frost trap. It will not set off a Capcan or an Ella Grismont mine, a Legion goo mine. None of that stuff will be activated by one of these holograms. While Iana is on her hologram, she's completely vulnerable. It's very similar to somebody who's droning. If you're on drone, you're sitting somewhere very vulnerable. Same concept with this hologram. She doesn't go invisible or anything like that while she's on her hologram. Rough testing regarding the times of this hologram, it looks to me like it lasts for 15 seconds. Now that's the full length of it. You can manually switch off of the hologram, or if a defender sees it, shoots it, or melees it, then it will disappear as well. If it gets shot or destroyed by an enemy, the recharge time is significantly longer than if you get off of it manually or let it run its entire course. So looking at the times that it refreshes, if you stay on it, it looks to me like you'll have it again in 23 seconds from the time that you first activate it, okay? If the enemy destroys it, it goes up to 36 seconds before you'll have another one available from the time that you activate it. So that's a pretty significant difference there, about a 13-second penalty. I think that the way that it works is that when you activate it, the other one that you can use, the next one you can use, starts charging up immediately. But when an enemy destroys it, that gets reset, okay? So it could actually depend on how long your hologram is alive before the enemy destroys it, as far as how long the recharge is. So keep that in mind. These are rough numbers, but the important thing to remember is that the recharge time is significantly longer if an enemy destroys it compared to if you get off of it manually or let it go. Let it run out of time. So the big thing to remember as well is that the gadget just works off of a cooldown. It's not like she has a certain number that she can use. It's not like she can store up 2 at a time. It's just she can use the gadget. After she gets done using it, there'll be a cooldown. And after that cooldown goes away, she can use the gadget again. There's no limited number of gadget uses that she has. If an enemy shoots or destroys the hologram, nothing happens to that enemy. They don't get pinged or anything like an alibi Prisma does. Nothing happens other than the enemy gets 10 points. That's really the only thing significant that comes up. As far as how this gadget interacts with other operators in the game and counters, it will not be able to see a vigil. So a vigil with his gadget active, it's going to be exactly like a drone. If you're on this hologram, vigil will appear with the static on the side of the screen exactly like he would if you were on a drone. Mute is a very hard counter to this gadget. Mute interacts with this gadget very similar to how a drone does. I'm showing you on the screen now what it looks like. You can see how the hologram is like flashing yellow once it gets close to the mute jammer, and then once it gets really close to the mute jammer, it completely goes away. So mute is definitely a hard counter to this hologram. This hologram is susceptible to friendly fire, so I did see this hologram get destroyed by friendly grenades. I saw it get destroyed, I believe, by friendly fire as well. So your own teammates can destroy this hologram if they're not careful. Barbed wire does slow down the hologram just like it would a normal player. However, it's not like Nook where it makes the hologram flash or anything. Nothing changes as far as the appearance of the hologram when going through barbed wire. Any cam that can see through smoke, like the evil eye or the bulletproof cam, will be able to look at this hologram and tell the difference in that it doesn't have the heat signature that a normal player does. So that's one way of definitely telling the difference in these holograms. The other thing, Pulse's cardiac scanner does not pick up the hologram. There's no heartbeat there, so Pulse doesn't actually pick up the hologram. But on like Valkyrie Black Eyes, on static cameras, the hologram looks exactly the same. Okay, so that's about it as far as all the interactions that I can think of. It's a pretty intricate gadget, so I may have missed something there, and I apologize if I did, but that's all the stuff that really came to mind to me that I tested out and tried to see how it worked. Let's get into the opinion now. How strong do I think Iana is going to be? Well, I said in the beginning that I think she has a lot of potential, but I think that there's going to be a lot of players out there that are looking at this and wondering, what's the difference between this hologram and just having a normal drone? And I get where you're coming from there. The major difference, I would say, is that if you're just using the hologram to scout for yourself and get ahead and get intel for yourself, there really isn't that big of a difference between the hologram and a drone. However, when you combine this with a teammate who's right behind the hologram and you're getting information for that teammate and making callouts, that's where this becomes really strong, because the defender that sees this is going to shoot at it. So that teammate that's following it close up is not only going to get the call out from you based upon the information that you're seeing from the hologram, they're also going to get the sound information from the enemy that shoots it. And that enemy's aim is also going to be distracted. So I really think you're going to see a lot of people using Iana and the hologram in combination with a teammate. And that's where I think it can be really, really strong. The other thing that I would say is really strong is just that, information in this game is key. And Iana is going to have 2 drones as well as, 3 or 4 of these that she can use during the course of a round. That means that Iana is pretty much always going to be able to get information. Like, there's not going to be a situation where Iana is in like the last 30 seconds of the round, has already used both of her drones and has to kind of go in blind. She's always going to have the availability to get information before she pushes into somewhere. And that's really, really strong. You think of a situation where you get a plant down and then you can go to safety as Iana and then just use her hologram for a total of like 13, 14 seconds there to run around where the diffuser is and see where the enemy's coming from. A lot of times in those situations, you're not going to have a drone available because you already used both of them. But with Iana, you'll pretty much always have one of these available depending on, what's going on through the course of the round. And yeah, there's just a lot of scenarios I can think of here where this hologram can be really strong. I think it's definitely, it's got a lot of potential, okay? I think that there's a large portion of the player base that might not see that potential immediately, but I think that the longer Iana's out, the more you're going to see her used, and I just think that she has the potential to be really strong. As far as the type of players I see really gravitating towards Iana, I think the first one that comes to mind, if you enjoy playing Jackal, I can see a lot of similarities between Iana and how she goes about the course of a round and a Jackal. I don't think that Iana is necessarily an entry. I think that she can be an entry, and she can use her holograms to kind of drone for herself, but I see her stronger supporting an entry with those holograms. So that's kind of the type of player that I see really gravitating towards her, but I'd say with her kit, the flexibility is there where I think she'll appeal to a wide variety of players. But that's really it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I think Iana has great potential. I think she's going to be a lot of fun. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you like and subscribe, and I'll have more coming your way here soon.